Hey everybody, how are you all doing tonight? Um, I'm doing good. I'm exhausted, y'all. Like, I didn't know that planning the Feast of Tabernacles could be so exhausting. Okay, I'm exhausted right now. But I just wanted to get on here to just kind of go over my first day of doing the Feast of Tabernacles. Um, if you listen to my previous video, and just welcome, by the way, welcome. And I do enjoy your comments, so I would love to know if you celebrated the Feast of Tabernacles today and how you did it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over how I did it. It was my first time doing it. Um, Tomorrow I will be better equipped and better planned for the day because I am off the entire day. Um, so yeah, I'll be ready tomorrow. Okay. But today, I was ready today. I started a little bit later than I wanted to, but I still got everything done. So, um, I did a poll, and there was somebody on there that said that they asked were people celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, and there was one person that said no because they did not know how. Okay, so in a previous video, I had put a link to this website. It's called, I guess, Shabad. I think that's how it goes. It's CHABAD.org. Now, I don't know, so somebody will have to tell me if there's a difference between the way, because like I said, I'm new to this. Is there a difference in between how we celebrate our feast days and how um, the Jewish people celebrate their feast days? I need to know. So if somebody can just tell me that in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Um, this is not live. I'm saying when you listen, if you know, answer it for me, please, because I would really like to know. Because the main thing I had a problem with today was finding the items to make the lulav. The palm branch, the willow branches, and the myrtle branches. And like I said, I live in Tennessee, so those things are, well, at least in my area, they're not. I have not seen them. So, and I went to first. I called a Jewish store to see if they had it, and they didn't. And then I went to a nursery, and they were so unhelpful. If they had it, they probably wouldn't have shown me anyway. But but so I just decided to go to Home Depot. I actually found the um, palm palm tree plant or whatever you call it at Home Depot. It was only $9. So I found that, and then I found a plant that looked like the myrtle. It's not actually a myrtle, but it looked close enough to it. That I got that instead, and then I tried to find like the willow, like the kind of plants that have like they do like in Florida, like the trees that have those whimsy limbs, like they just kind of flow in the air. I tried to find those, and I could not find that anywhere. So what I did, I looked up, and they said you can use really any green plant. I just think just to make it, something to make it look nice and presentable. I actually just had my daughter go into our backyard because we actually had started a garden. So I had her to go into the garden and find um, one of the stems from the part of the garden that um, I was done picking from, and just find a stick because it looks like a stick, whatever it was that you put with it. It looks just like a stick or whatever right in the middle of it. So she got that, and that's what we used to make the love. To do the citron, I could not find ergot or ergo. I know I'm gonna butcher these names, y'all. but I could not find it in the store. It's ERGOT. I could not find it in the store, um, but I knew it had to be like something citrusy. So I found some stuff in Walmart, and I bought a lemon, and then I bought the other. I think it's guava. I bought that too. So I ended up using the guava as in place of my ergot or ergo or however you say it. Um, so we built the lulav. We did the ergo. Um, I had my kids. I went to the dollar store and I had my kids. Um, I bought like 3 easels for each of them, like 3 of those little small easels for each of them, and some brown paint, some green paint, some markers. Because my kids just love to create stuff, you know. So the idea was for them to their um, build their sukkah. I guess that's how you say it. Sukkah. I don't know how you say it, but the sukkah, the tent. They're supposed to represent the tent that you're supposed to sleep under and actually eat dinner in during the Feast of Tabernacles. But again, we're new, so I'm asking God to have a little mercy on us because we are new to this. I did not plan ahead for this, and I did not know that the intention was to sleep outside under this 3 wall tent or per se or sukkah. So we did not do that this year. In place of doing that, I guess we could. Well, next year we could probably do it because I'll know in advance now what I'm supposed to do, right? So either that or we can just camp out. And we may still do a camp out this weekend. It's going to be kind of hard to do it during the week um, because the kids are in school. You know, we have to work. So it's going to be kind of hard to do it during the week, but maybe over the weekend we'll do it. Um, but with that being said, and then I went to the store. And as far as the meals are probably the easiest part of it this time around. Um, so I did just some um, braised chicken, like not baked chicken, broiled chicken. Um, I guess I'm saying baked chicken. But I did baked chicken. I did roasted broccoli and roasted fingerling potatoes. So that's what I did with that. And I bought some lemon cake for dessert. And I bought the Welch's grape juice for us to drink to represent the wine so the kids could have some. So I think it went pretty well for the first time doing it. Actually read um, the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, 1 through 21. Um, I read that to the kids. Um, let's see. I also read, well, my sister actually called in the middle of it, so I'll just let her get involved. I let her read Psalms. We did 113 through 118. Because I was still again in the middle of cooking. Because you're supposed to be. I think you're supposed to be done cooking before you begin the celebration. I think. Like I said, I started a little later than I wanted to, so that kind of threw it off track. But so she read Psalms 113 through 118. Um, and then we got ready to eat. My husband prayed over the food. We ate. Um, and then we did I don't know if you're supposed to do this first. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody will put it in the comments. But I did not do um, I didn't do the prayer that goes with the lulav and the ergai. I did that um, last at the end when we're finished. So I did that at the end. I did say the prayer. I forgot what they call it. The Ahmad, I believe is what it's called. But I think it said, blessed are you, was it blessed are you, our God, or something like. I got the paper on my desk, but I read that because you do it once when you hold up still alive. And then you hold up the ergot, and you say another something similar to that, and then you put them both together and you shake it in each direction, whichever direction you're in at that moment. And from what I've read, you shake it 6 times. You go, yeah, I don't know which different directions, but it's east, north, basically north, south, east, west, up and down. Not in that order, okay? But you shake it 6 times, from what I researched. So if you do yours differently, let me know. Because again, we have a whole week to go through this. I don't think you have to do. Yeah, you do actually. You do have to do that all 7 days. So yeah, you gotta do that all 7 days. Um, and what I realized I forgot to do was read from the Torah. Okay, so I forgot to do that because after we finished eating, my youngest had went to sleep. My oldest, um, she had went upstairs just to relax before bed, and my husband had went to sleep because he works nights. So um, I realized that I forgot to read the Torah, and since my sister had read most of Psalms for me because I was in the middle of trying to get the food together. I went back and I read Psalms 113 through 118, and then I went back and I read the Torah. I read Leviticus 22 through 26. Oh, wait, 20. I'm sorry, 22, 26 through 23:44. Okay, and I'm about to go read Numbers 29, 12 through 16 before I go to bed tonight. But the one thing that stuck out to me was because like again, people don't understand like the importance of doing this, right? But it clearly says in those scriptures why you should do it. Okay, so you should go back and read it, especially in Zechariah in 14. I think it's chapter number 16 explains why we do it. Okay, so verse 16 in chapter 14 explains why we do it. Okay, and then it explains the repercussions if you don't do it. All right, so go back and read that. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up right now. Let's see, I got my Bible here, so let me pull it up real quick. I'm going to plug my phone up in a second. Let's see, Zechariah chapter 14. Zechariah. What page is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. And I'm reading from the New King James Version. 1553. That's the page. Give me a second, y'all. 1553. Okay, so 1550. All right, here we go. So I'm looking at chapter 14, and the verse is 16. Okay, so 14:16. And it says here, and it shall come to pass that everyone who is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whichever of the families of the earth do not come up to Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, on them there will be no rain. And when I read that, there's another scripture in there too where it talks about plagues, right? And that's verse 12 where it talks about the plagues, and the plagues to me sounded like famine. Okay, so when he said that there, that took me back to verse 12 and makes me think that it will cause famine. Okay, So it says, if the family of Egypt will not come up and enter in, they shall have no rain. They shall receive the plague with which the Lord strikes the nations who do not come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, which I do believe is famine. Okay? This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that do not come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. That's how important this feast is. Okay? And just to go back to the plague, let's go back to same chapter, verse 12. It says, and this shall be the plague with which the Lord will strike all the people who fought against Jerusalem. Okay? Their flesh shall dissolve while they stand on their feet. Their eyes shall dissolve in their sockets, and their tongues shall dissolve in their mouths. And then he also said down in 14, let's go to 13. It shall come to pass in that day that a great panic from the Lord will be among them. Everyone will seize the hand of his neighbor and raise his hand against his neighbor's hand. And it says, Judah also will fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the surrounding nations shall be gathered together, gold, silver, and apparel in great abundance. But back to the plague, in 15 it says, such also shall be the plague on the horse and the mule, on the camel and the donkey, and on all the cattle that will be in those camps. So shall this plague be. Okay? So I believe that's what he was referring to when he said, um, when he explains why we should do this feast, why we should keep this feast. It's 7 days out of the year. Okay? 7, 8 for us, but 7 days out of the year. Okay? Another thing that stuck out to me was when I read Leviticus in chapter 23, verse 41. It said that the Feast of Tabernacles shall be a statute forever in your generations. And we are the generational curse breakers, right? Okay, those of you listening, and to me or anybody else, right? We are the generational curse breakers in our family. Okay, so maybe that's why that we are the ones that are taking charge in doing this in our families. Okay, because we are the generational curse breakers in our family. Um, and just like it said, this shall be a statute forever in your generations. Okay, when I hear statute, I hear law. Okay, I hear law when I hear statute. So it says it right there in the Bible, like why we should do this. Okay, it is the law. It's God's law. Okay, um, and then something else that another guy discussed in his channel. It also says in Leviticus, it says all who are native Israelites shall dwell in booths, which means tents. Okay. Um, and he said one year that he did not dwell in the tent, and that year he had a pretty bad year, right? If he didn't when he didn't do that, so that kind of stuck out to me too because, and then I read also in I think it was in Leviticus too that it said not Leviticus, it was, I looked it up and it said somewhere online that um I'm like, how do you know which tribe you're from, right? Like, how do you know which Israelite tribe you're from, right? Um, and there's been so much, there's been so many changes to our identity, um, like our real names, our first names, our last names, that we don't know who we are, right? Um, but I read somewhere where it said that God will let you know which tribe you're from when it's time. Okay, now I don't know how true it is. I just read it. Okay, but it said on it that God will let you know when He'll let you know when it's time, like which tribe you're from. And I do believe that a lot of people, a lot of us on here that um do like a YouTube ministry or some kind of channel that is geared on leading people to God. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if like we're part of the Levites, you know. So because they were the priests, right? Um, and they were the ones like they didn't get land, right? They didn't inherit land, but they inherited, I believe, the kingdom, right? Or something like that. I can't think of it top of my head. I told y'all I'm exhausted. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but I'll figure it out tomorrow. Because tomorrow I plan on just relaxing and reading and studying. So, but that just crossed the back of my mind when I read that. Okay, so God will let us know apparently which tribe we're from when it's time. Um, but anyway, I just want to let y'all know how my first day went with the Feast of Tabernacles. I think it went pretty good. The kids enjoyed it. Um, Again, it started off kind of later than I wanted it to, but I did get my candles lit in time. I did get started on time. We just didn't eat. Um, I was still cooking when I think I was supposed to have been done cooking already. But if not, hey, it's not, I don't think it's that crucial. Okay. So again, we're new to this thing. We're learning. Okay. We're going to get better as we go. But now that we know better, we do better. Right. So, I hope you all got to partake in today as well, or if you started yesterday. Some started yesterday, um, some started today. And I listened to somebody. She started like 2 weeks ago or something. I'm like, I don't know which one you celebrating, but I don't think it goes back that far. That was kind of far, but anyway, I hope you all got to partake in it and leave your comments. Let me know what you did on today. Give me some suggestions on what to do tomorrow. I might try to get on live tomorrow since I am going to be completely free all day and just try to chit chat with everybody. I've only done it once before, so I had to get used to it. But I might try to do that tomorrow. But anyway, you have a blessed day and a glorious day, and enjoy this Feast of Tabernacles week, um, and please partake in it. Okay? May the Lord bless you. Bye bye. Okay, so this is what I've done so far. I've decorated the table with just kind of a fall festive theme. My kids are they're going to make their own sukkah out of these boards here, paint them brown and green at the top, just to do something fun because we're not actually building a sukkah. So, so this is the table decorated, the festive stuff. So, and I could not find a willow tree or willow plant. I live in Tennessee, and I could not find it anywhere. So, I do have my palm. Okay, and I also found a type of myrtle. I'll take that back. This was not myrtle. I couldn't find it either, so I got something that was close and looked like it. Because I couldn't find the willow, it said you can use any green leafy plant. So I'm going to go outside and I'm going to cut, I think I need 3 of those from outside on my bush. And that's going to have to that's going to have to work. So for my citrus, or my citron, I could not find ergot. So I ended up getting, oh, and I forgot to add, we have our sparkling grape, non-alcoholic for the kids. That's what you do with the grape. Ended up getting guava, because I could not find any, like I said, I could not find any, of the citron you're supposed to use. I could not find that, so I had to get the next closest thing, and which was guava, and that's gonna have to work. So we're gonna build that, and I'll be back. So this is my 4 kinds. I keep forgetting the name of the actual thing. Lulav. This is my lulab, and this is my substitute for ergot. Okay, this is my substitute for ergot. Right, there you go.